Oppenheimer was the big winner at the Golden Globe Awards, taking home 5 trophies, including the top prize. Cillian Murphy and Robert Downey Jr. were both recognized for their acting performances, while Christopher Nolan won Best Director. Succession also scored the most wins in the TV categories following its acclaimed 4th and final season. Well, for more details on the 81st Golden Globe Awards, here's Arise correspondent Judita Da Silva at Beverly Hills. Judita, so great to see you. So it was a victorious night at the Golden Globes for Christopher Nolan's Oppenheimer as they picked up a trophy in almost every category. It definitely was their night, wasn't it?
Yes, it definitely was their night. And as they say, it's a precursor to for the rest of award season. This probably, most likely, will be Christopher Nolan's season, because we know that, when it comes to the BAFTAs, they tend to represent the European mentality, the UK mentality. But Christopher Nolan is British and a darling of the British cinema scene. So he's probably going to pick up the Best Director there. And it's something that everyone's been saying, for the respect he has in the industry, he has to have a Best Director Oscar. So this might be the season when it actually happens. But I think, like, when it comes to the movie awards, people were really moved by Killers of the Flower Moon, because when Lily Gladstone won her award for Best Actress, she spoke in Blackfeet, which is a language that she said her mother, who was her +1 for the night, had struggled to get into her school growing up and had to beg the school to have a teacher come from outside to make sure that her daughter spoke Blackfeet, because they were raised in the Blackfeet community. So speaking to what Killers of the Flower Moon is about, that was a moment that really had everyone moved, and lets you know that when you speak to this conversation of diversity and inclusivity, that moment, that film, that actress is what it's all about.
Well, Judita, it's been a busy one for you all there at Beverly Hills. On the international side, I understand it was a double win for the Palme d'Or winning French film Anatomy of a Fall. It was unexpected one for the other nominees, wasn't it?
Yes, it was, because it was nice to see Justine Triet, because even when they called out her name, she looked so surprised, because I think she's kind of expecting that she would be overlooked, because a lot of support has gone behind the film Society of the Snow, which is representing Spain. It's backed by Netflix. And also, it's kind of the film's The Zone of Interest, directed by Jonathan Glazer, a British director. It's a Holocaust film, so you know that it gets a lot of traction when the well-made films about the World War II come out. So seeing her that surprised, and her speech when she talked about making it during the pandemic, writing it during the pandemic, she's a female director, writer, and she's managed to power home and take home that trophy. And they also got the Golden Globe for screenplay. It was a very good one, and we were proud to see it, because there's been a lot of a frisson in France, because the Juliette Binoche film, The Taste of Things, got the backing as the official selection of France, instead of this Palme d'Or winning film Anatomy of a Fall, which stars a German actress, Sandra Holler, who was also nominated for Best Leading Actress. So it was a good one. Even for all the drama within it, it was a good win, and it was a well-embraced win for the film Anatomy of a Fall. And anyone who hasn't seen it, there's also an English version. I promise you, you will not regret watching it. It's very well written, very tight, very sharp, very intelligent.
I mean, who better to give us that guarantee? I'll look forward to going to see it. Now, with Arise News representing the African media on the red carpet, how would you say the Golden Globes, have been different in terms of experience, compared with other global events that Arise News has covered?
I say that the Golden Globes is very well organized, but also they're also under new management, Dick Clark Productions. And also they have a lot to prove, because they have to rehabilitate their image within Hollywood based on the scandal that kind of derailed the whole ship when they were under the singular government of the Hollywood Foreign Press Association. So they're working overtime to get it right. Very tight organization, very disciplined. Everything was so well streamlined. And you could see that the new management knows what they're doing, because Dick Clark Productions also does New Year's Eve, which the whole world watches. They're seasoned veterans at big, big productions. And because everything is contained within the Beverly Hilton Hotel, they were able to make it a different level of event. It's an event that actually cares about how the press is treated. And we looked through, we kind of did a promenade through all the press, and everything is labeled by outlet and country. We were the only indigenous African representation when it came to the press. So when you think about it, like, we were flying the flag for the entire continent, because there are journalists from South Africa, but they tend to be white, and they represent other outlets that tend to be diaspora outlets that have settled in South Africa. But an indigenous representation of Africa, it was only us. And you could tell that it was something that was missing, because when people would walk past, we were next to Forbes, Bloomberg, Canal Plus. The correspondent for Canal Plus is the moderator from Cannes Film Festival. We were among titans. We were directly opposite one of the Bush sons, who does the corresponding for Extra TV. They were the main correspondents for the whole of the globe. So every star went there. When they would come down the stairs, we would scream and shout to get their attention. And as soon as they heard Africa, Nigeria, they would stop and look, because Arise News represents what Africa is. We are a new Africa. When we talk, we sound like this. When we dress, people look at us and that you can just see them recalibrate that. The Africa they thought they knew, that the West told them about, is not the Africa they look at when they see Arise News on the red carpet. And that's the important job that we're doing. We're actually taking charge of a narrative that's done us a disservice for way too long. And with the power of the media, we are able to do so in a way that is, you can't change it once you've seen it. They know us, they know me, they know they know our crew, and they know the kind of work that we do. We can stand toe to toe with anybody here. We can puff our chest out in front of anybody there. And so they're willing to say that we're glad Nigeria came and we should have done it sooner, but we will do it again. And that's the work that Arise News has done at the Golden Globes, and I'm proud to have been part of that.
Well, I think the big news, or the big takeaway there, Juditha, is that the Africa that has been sold to the West is not the Africa that the West is getting to know now. At least I'm not doing this program from a treetop. Just before you leave, quickly, what do we expect from Arise Play when? What do you expect from Arise Play when you're done with all of this?
Oh, Arise Play will be giving you all the stuff that we couldn't, because I'm surprised I still have a voice right now, because we sucked the marrow out of the Golden Globes. The Golden Globes is basically an exhibit in the Natural History Museum, because we have picked that carcass clean. And you will see all the treats on Arise Play. It will be coming in the coming weeks, and you'll be seeing the promos on Arise News. We do not fail you. We told you. Arise News is bringing the Globes to Nigeria, and we will not fail. So just stay tuned, and we'll see the promos in the coming weeks for all the extra bits we couldn't see on Arise News. Will definitely be on Arise Play.
Absolutely. Juditha da Silva, thank you so much. You're doing a great job there at Beverly Hills.